Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
Mayor Duggan says it's time to step in and step up patrols, but he needs more than that.
We also are going to need help from the parents of this community.
In the wake of a violent weekend downtown, changes are on the way. Good to have you with us here for Local 4 News at 5. I'm Devin Skillian.
I'm Kimberly Gill. At a news conference today, Mayor Duggan and Chief White announced several changes in response to the shootings and other violence downtown. DPD is increasing staffing to midsummer levels. That puts more officers on the street in high traffic areas. This comes after 5 shootings in Greektown. The mayor also called on parents to help keep minors off the street, and that includes following the city's 10 o'clock p.m. curfew. Will Jones is working on that part of the story for us tonight. Will, officers made arrests for curfew violations this past weekend.
Kimberly and Devin, police say over the weekend they detained 12 minors for curfew violations, and they cited 2 parents with parental responsibility tickets. The curfew has been on the books for some time, but police want parents and young people to know they are enforcing it. The city of Detroit putting parents on notice about the citywide curfew. This is following a spate of violence over the weekend downtown.
I'm very focused on making sure that that parental responsibility ticket is issued to the parents, because that, I think, is where the message needs to be sent. They have a profound responsibility to assist us in aiding and keeping their kids safe.
Police sending out a reminder about the curfew over the weekend after a shooting early Saturday morning at Randolph and Monroe in Greektown that left 1 person dead and 3 others hurt. It was the first of many shootings downtown, including the killing of a Greektown security guard. But police say none of the suspects in any of the downtown shootings involved minors. Still, police want to put a stop to the crowds of unaccompanied youth out past curfew.
They're subject to being accosted. They're subject to finding themselves in problems as well when you don't have that adult oversight.
The curfew is not just for downtown. It's in effect across the city. For those 15 years and under, it's 10 p.m. For 16 and 17-year-olds, the curfew is 11 p.m.
They used to have a commercial back in the day, where is 9 o'clock? Where's your kid at? We need to start asking that question.
Those who work with youth organizations in the city say parents can't do it alone. There needs to be more options for young people to keep them out of trouble and away from danger.
First, we got to recognize that there is a problem, that there are not enough activities for our young people to positively be involved in.
It isn't something that families can do alone. That's why we think our work is so important.
The whole goal with curfew enforcement, police say, is not to punish minors. Their focus is on parents. Parents can face up to a $500 fine for a curfew violation. We're live in Greektown. Will Jones, Local 4.
More to come on this story. Will, thank you.
The man charged with murdering an Ann Arbor community leader goes before a judge.
Ricky McCain is accused of killing Jude Walton in her home last week. Police say McCain broke in through the back door, strangled Walton, and tried to sexually assault her. McCain is charged with murder, home invasion, and criminal sexual assault and is being held without bond. Coming up on the news at 6, how police were able to tie McCain to this crime.
He says he feels like the U.S. government has abandoned him. That's what Paul Whelan reportedly said during a phone call with his parents this weekend. It comes months after the high-profile prisoner swap that brought basketball star Brittany Griner home, but he still sits in Russia and in limbo. Sean Lay live with more on this story. And Sean, he sounds defeated.
Devin, abandoned by your own country, a definite shift in tone from Paul Whelan as he sits and remains inside that Russian prison. We want to know more about why that shift in tone is coming from Mr. Whelan now, at this point, after so many years in prison, by speaking today with his brother, David.
Paul spoke to our parents, and he used the word abandoned. And I think that his composure, his hope, his ability to keep a positive mental state day to day in a Russian labor camp is a little bit rattled. The fact that an American has been detained again by the Kremlin, charged with espionage again, just like what happened in his case, makes him wonder whether the U.S. government is going to be able to bring Paul home.
David Whelan is Paul Whelan's brother. Paul now spending 1,570 days being held in a Russian prison, accused by the Russians of espionage. After seeing the U.S. free other American citizens from Russian prisons, and now another American has been detained in Russia. Over the weekend, David Whelan says his brother expressed a loss of resolve and even hope that he will be freed. David Whelan says his brother's change in resolve was clear.
It was I think it was the arrest of another American. It was the repetition now of what happened with Brittany Griner, what happened with Trevor Reed. This is the third time that an American has been detained in Russia. And the last two times, the other Americans went home and Paul didn't. And so I think he's really, fragile is not really the right word, but I think his resolve, as you say, is uncertain.
Uncertain indeed. Now, David Whelan says the U.S. government has told the family here they've made a significant offer to the Russian government to free Paul Whelan. But, Devin, as you know, there's been no movement on his case at all.
What are we hearing now about there's been talk occasionally about U.S. sanctions against Russia just about this case?
David Whelan did speak about that, saying they've been told that the U.S. government wants to bring sanctions and pressure to the Russian government, not just to free Paul Whelan, but as a deterrent also for arresting Americans there. But again, he wants to see that applied aggressively. He doesn't see it happening just yet.
Yeah. All right, Sean.
A middle school student is stabbed on Detroit's west side and runs to school for help. The fire department tells us the teen was taken to the hospital. The stabbing happened near Durfee Elementary Middle School, not far from the lodge in the Davison. We don't know the circumstances surrounding the stabbing or if anyone was arrested.
A rapidly spreading fungus is posing a serious health risk to people in long-term care facilities and hospitals. In fact, in recent weeks, it has infected and killed some of the nation's most vulnerable people.
And now cases are popping up right here in Metro Detroit. Victor Williams joins us with a closer look at how this fungus is spread. What's being done to stop it, Victor?
Yeah, Kimberly and Devin, you know, the CDC is saying that this is a global threat, and also a doctor right here at the DMC is saying the exact same thing.
We have up to 190 to 200 cases in the state of Michigan. Just like the rest of the nation, you know, we are struggling with this new challenge. It's an emerging pathogen.
Corporate Medical Director for Hospital Epidemiology and Infection Prevention at the DMC, Dr. Tina Chopra, says the fungus Candida auris should be taken very seriously.
It is transmitted through the environment. It is transmitted through unclean hands, you know, and from person to person, from healthcare workers to others.
The fungal infection attacks wounds, ears, along with the bloodstream, and is primarily known to victimize the elderly in nursing homes, hospitals, or hospice care.
That's why it's very important that we have more resources in long-term care facilities. We have more resources for our seniors in nursing homes. And when I say resources, more infection control personnel, more knowledge and education around infection prevention, and last but not the least, private rooms.
Unfortunately, the fungus seems to be spreading at an alarming rate and appears to be drug resistant, at least at this time. Depending on where you are, labs might not be able to even pick up on the fungus, which has the potential to be deadly.
It is worrisome because it carries a very high mortality. The mortality, if you get infected with C. auris, the mortality can be as high as 50%.
Now, the good news is that the DMC has the technology and equipment to be able to spot that fungus. But before it even gets to that, washing your hands is the easiest way to slow down that spread. Victor Williams, Local 4.
Okay, Victor, thank you.
Okay, chilly here right after our summer-like week. But here's your reminder that it can always be worse. This is live pictures from Ironwood in the UP. Parts of that area expected to see as much as 6 inches of snow over the next 24 hours. Back here, we have managed to go from the 80s to the 30s in what felt like the blink of an eye.
Just like that, exactly. Yeah. Let's get over to Kim Adams and a look at what's headed our way later tonight. Hi, Kim.
Hi. Talented, aren't we? Which is
That's really tricky.
And I don't know if you noticed, but they still have their Christmas lights in the wreath, right? I mean, why bother taking it down, really? It's beginning to look a lot more like Christmas than it is spring and summer. We've got some snow here out in Howell and Lansing, getting some light snow at this hour. It's raining in Port Huron. They did postpone the Tiger Tigers game until tomorrow. And as we zoom in on Comerica Park, this is the reason why. There's still some moderate rain at the ballpark, including downtown Detroit and also right along Jefferson Avenue. As we go up to the Grosse Pointes, it's light rain there, light to moderate rain. Sprinkles in Roseville and Fraser and also in Mount Clemens. Now over to Oakland County, where we're still getting just some spritzes here and there in Beverly Hills, Southfield, and Oak Park. Started to dry out a little bit in Beverly Hills and also in Birmingham. So we're going to get this light snow rain mix, even a little sleet in here for the next couple of hours. But then after that, things are going to improve for the rest of the week. And we'll talk about that coming up in the forecast.